This week I'm going to do my best to clear out some of our freezers and process that stuff into shelf-stable goods. And I'm also going to be making some sourdough bread, so I just got my fresh milled flour into the jars, one for the fridge and one to get ready for bread. I have beef soup bones in the oven right now. They are broiling for a few minutes just to get some crispiness to them, add some flavor to them, and then I'm going to put them in the crock pot, probably 2 different crock pots honestly, and let those sit for quite a while, make some broth. I've never actually made beef bone broth. I usually just make chicken or turkey and I use it for everything. I need to make some pasta dough for dinner, and then you and I are actually going to make a batch of soap today. Let me go grab my current bar of soap for my face and show you why I need to make it today. It's slippery because I just used it a little while ago when I showered. It's still sudsy. This is what's left of my face soap that I've had for quite a while, obviously. And it's not gonna last me much longer, so I need to make some. And we're gonna do that together today. And then, like I said, I took a bunch of stuff out of the freezer. We are gonna start working on some smaller preserving projects to clear out our freezers just a little bit so I can get them organized, so I can give you guys a pantry tour. But I need to figure out what I have in my freezers for that to happen. So the season's winding down. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel for preservation, and I'm excited to get it done. So let's finish up our few tasks real quick and then we'll make some soap. Gonna set this on the counter near the stove so I don't forget about it. And then I also milled a whole bunch of flour for the bread tomorrow morning, but I put it in the fridge in a bowl so that it stays good because I don't want to have to get the grinder out in the morning. This grinder is the least expensive option I could find that had good reviews and said that it got it fine enough to actually make real flour consistency, not anything like super chunky or gritty. It's really nice and fine. Does a great job. It's horrendously loud, which is understandable. I don't know how loud other mills are. This is the only one I've ever tried, but it works great. It was cheap compared to all of the other ones that you usually see. It's like more industrial looking. It's not very pretty, but you know what? It does a great job. And I'm very happy with it. And I can just kind of set it off to the side in the kitchen. Set it over here. It's usually on this counter, but that's where all our peppers are that I have to deal with. So it just lives in this general area. And I grab it when I need it. I still have all of these peppers that I need to do things with from our big final harvest.
Slip through the cracks, monkey claw in my back, falling off of the map into obscurity, duped and faded to black. Give my things to my brothers, give my praise to my mother.
All right, this is nothing pretty, but I have the beef soup bones in these. I put some in each. This one's a little smaller. I have half an onion in each, some celery, a bay leaf, about a bulb of garlic, some apple cider vinegar. Actually, it's apple scrap vinegar that we made a couple of years ago that we are trying to use up. We're kind of getting low on it, so I'm kind of thinking, I'm wondering if I'm going to regret not doing apples this year. We decided to take the year off. I don't know. And then I'm going to add a little bit of salt to that too. And then I think that's everything. I can't quite remember, but I'm just going to put that on low for at least 12 hours, I think. And I guess it's technically probably a stock because it's got other things in it, but I'm going to call it a broth because it's slow cooked. I don't know, do with that what you will. I had to do it in the 2 separate crock pots because the roaster oven is no longer. All of the tomato processing we did this year killed that, so I am going to be on the lookout when I'm going thrifting and just for sales over the next month or so for another roaster oven because I killed that. So crock pots will have to do for now. We're good to go on all of the other things that I had to do besides dishes, but we can ignore those for a little bit. We're gonna make soap now. I don't think I'm going to mess up. I have an instructional video. I have all my notes. I did it before with sage and red, and like I know how to do it, but I'm just like doubting myself. So I'm gonna take all of the precautions. I'm wearing long sleeves. I'm gonna wear the goggles. I'm gonna wear the gloves, and we're gonna do it, and it's gonna turn out fine. And I'm gonna share the recipe I have saved in the description. It is made to fit in these containers. So I'm gonna fill both of them up. It's about 48 ounces. So you might have to tweak the recipe based on the size of your container, just to note that ahead of time. But yeah, we're gonna make these little soap bars. I figured it'd be fun to try it in a different container than the loaves. So this is going to be tallow soap, but we are also going to be using olive oil and coconut oil. I really like that soap that I currently have. It is from Tubes & Co. It is the like charcoal tallow soap and I love it. So I'm actually going to be trying to recreate that. I'm going to do my own version, my own twist of it though. I'm going to split the batch into 2 bowls and then pour them on top of each other into those circles. So it's going to be like a half and half bar. So each of them will be like a half and half bar. One side, I'm gonna do this finer scrubby of activated charcoal. And then the opposite side, whatever, the reverse side is going to be a coffee scrub side. So there's 2 different levels of scrubby. And I think it's gonna be really interesting. We've got safety glasses, a dedicated spoon for lye, and gloves and long sleeves. I am going through all the steps in my head that Sage showed me when she was here, so I figure I'll pass them on to you. So we are gonna measure out our lye, and we need 114 grams. Actually, I'm gonna keep this stored in a separate bag. And then I'm gonna do 320 grams of water. have my trash flip-flops on, don't judge me. Okay, we're gonna pour the lye into the water. That is a key component to this. Do not pour it the other way. Pour the lye into the water. And it's gonna get really warm. We're gonna let that sit out here for a little while because it's gonna get really warm and we want it to cool down a little bit. You can see it's steaming. And Ricky is out here, so I'm gonna bring him in so that I know he doesn't mess with it. And I'm gonna set it somewhere that the ducks can't get it while it's out here because it is not a safe substance for the animals either. Mister, hey, come here. Come here. We have to go inside. Come here. Okay, while that sits outside, I'm gonna weigh out all my oils and get them melting. And then really all we have to do is mix them together and use the immersion blender on them once I bring that back inside. Let's start with the tallow. And these can all get weighed into one bowl. So we need 421 grams of tallow. I'm gonna use extra virgin olive oil this time. You can use regular olive oil. The soap calculator thing that I used doesn't specify the difference between them as far as what you need for the weight goes. So I'm just using this because it's what I've got. And I think the last batches I made, I used regular olive oil and they turned out great. So we're going to tear this out. And then we're gonna add 211 grams of this. Lastly, I'm gonna add coconut oil and we're gonna do the same amount as we did for the olive oil. So I am just gonna set this in a pot on the stove as sort of a double boiler and let this all melt. I've just got the heat on medium-low. While we wait for the oils to melt and the lye to keep doing its thing out there, I'm gonna measure out the last few things. I'm using a fragrance from Brambleberry called Espresso because I want it to be kind of coffee themed. But you can also use essential oils, which I'm kind of torn on. I want to use essential oils. I might use them in the next batch depending on how this one reacts to my skin. I have had good luck with the high quality Brambleberry oils not messing with my skin too much. Like I have very sensitive skin and they don't bother me. So I think this will be fine. If my skin does not like it for some reason, I will just use essential oil in the next batch. We really just need like a tablespoon of this, so it's not a ton of oil. I would say that probably eucalyptus or tea tree would be really good scents to use for a face bar in particular, especially tea tree. But like I said, I'm gonna just use this and we're gonna try it out. I think it'll be fine. And I need 26 grams of this. Close enough. Okay, I just grabbed the lye water from outside. You can see it has cleared up. It's not misty anymore. It's not steaming. It's still warm, but it's cooled down quite a bit. My oils are melted. Okay, we're going to put the lye in here now. Gonna add a tablespoon and a half ish. charcoal to that one. The same with coffee to this one. We did it! I have to find somewhere to set these that the kitties aren't going to get to them at all. Probably go put them in our studio. But I'm so excited. They smell so good. It smells like fresh brewed coffee in here, like straight up coffee shop. I wish you could smell it. I wish I could share the scent smell-o-vision with you. They will have to sit for a few days. After a few days, they're technically safe to use, but they're not cured, so they'll be soft still. And that's what my other soaps that I was taking care of in the last video, I was checking to see if they were fully cured. They'll have to cure for probably a few weeks. These are much smaller bars, so I don't think it'll take as long as those ones, the other ones that I did. But these should be ready to share by Christmas, before Christmas, which is very exciting. I am hoping to gift these to some friends, some family, maybe some of you guys. But yeah, soap, check.
We're just setting up a firewood storage area. We have a huge pile of logs from the hurricane last year that our tree trimmer friends brought to us because we said we'd take logs, not expecting to get so many logs.
It's not a bad thing.
No, it's not. So we've used these for other things already, but I got some more plastic pallets to store firewood on these pallets. So
Why do we get plastic ones?
so we get the plastic pallets because they won't rot. These can sit on the wet ground for 2 lifetimes and they're not going to rot or break down. You know, good or bad, depending on how you consider that. But we can reuse these over and over again. We're using them for straw storage right now. It's what we keep our straw off the ground on. And it'll just give a nice breathable layer so the firewood will stay dry and continue to dry.
Figure we might as well get a good little view of all of these. I forget how many there are.
Yeah, this is a lot.
It's been covered up with kudzu.
Right?
So,
yeah, it actually is more than it looks like.
So I haven't seen this in a while.
Let's put it like one block. Just one.
Okay, it's almost dinner time, and I am walking out to the garden to grab some things real quick. I'm gonna grab some parsley and some carrot tops because we're gonna do steak with a garlic scape chimichurri, which I have garlic scapes in the freezer from this summer. And I'm gonna take some of those out. We'll put them in the food processor with some carrot tops, some parsley, and some other things, and put that on some steak. And we're gonna have broccoli and potatoes, and I'm very excited. Our parsley is still small, so I don't want to take too much of it. I'm gonna use mostly the carrot tops. I want to try and let this grow a bunch before Thanksgiving so I can use a ton for Thanksgiving. Grab some carrot tops. Take a little extra for good measure. This should be plenty. We need like a 1/4 cup of this. Need to come over here to my handy dandy herb drying rack. We finally got one that hangs, and it's this mesh, so it will keep cat hair out. That was my biggest concern before. This is really handy when I don't have time to do multiple dehydrator loads, and obviously this uses less electricity, so that's nice. And in the summer, it won't heat up the house. I'm gonna grab a couple sprigs of oregano out of here. I have all of the herbs and flower heads that we harvested in our final harvest video drying in here right now. Zip that back up. I have the parsley and carrot tops and then a really small onion chopped up in here. We'll add the oregano. I'm gonna dice up a small jalapeno and add it in there. Okay, then we're gonna do a teaspoon of salt. I'm eyeballing all of this. I'm gonna do a combo of extra virgin olive oil and regular olive oil. Okay, and then the rest is gonna be red wine vinegar. 3/4 of a cup of that. Okay, the last thing is 8 ounces, 1/2 pound of garlic scapes. These are frozen and I did them into like 1-inch pieces back in June. It's so good. That'd be really yummy on bread. We're gonna put it on steak. We've got parsley, garlic potatoes, roasted broccoli, fake steak with some chimichurri sauce, venison steak, which will put some chimichurri sauce on the venison steak. I am very excited to eat this too. I want to cut into it. It's got like a mild sour to it.
Yeah.
I like it. It's very fluffy.